When you are weary, my sister and brother, lean on my shoulder. We empower one another. Stand together, but if we must fall, I fall with my family, my allies, and all. This new union we've formed shall not fade. Rise anew, my kingdom. Find unity in the crusade.
When the world was young, the primordials wished to birth upon reality a pantheon of gods that may be stronger than mortals, but their emotions and desires were much the same as theirs. Anger, jealousy, hurt, obligation, and so much more. Our feelings have gotten the best of us from time to time, and us Greek gods dabbled in the affairs of mortals on many occasions. We began in the first cycle, proud and excited to accept our role, though a majority existed in their astral realm of Mount Olympus, whilst I and the souls of the dead lingered in the darkness, my underworld. While I do miss my family, they did not hold the same reverence for the dear departed as I. Even when Bahamut asked for those gods who mean well to join Mount Celeste, I had to decline, not that I felt contrary, but my divine task was one only I should shoulder with my trusted team. Persephone, King Minos, Hecate, Thanatos, Cerberus, Charon, and so much more. My realm was a place the poets spoke of, and the brave tried to reach before their time. My underworld produces such mystical waters like the hateful river Styx, the woeful Acheron, the Lethe of Oblivion, the rageful Phlegethon, and the wailing Cocytus. The Night Mother Nyx, hallowed be her name, granted access to her realm of Elysium to the reincarnated within my shores, and the wealth of the earth was amassed all around in the rocks and tides paid by those on Plutonian shores. And then, the first cycle ended with ruin's flood, and Asmodeus was awarded the souls of sinners and evil conjurers, while the good-hearted souls became mere folk under the crushing waves. It wasn't long until the devil realized he could achieve so much more than any individual god, who had the strength to systematically consume smaller gods. Then, it came time for the underworld I command to be torn from reality and destroyed. Yet an unexpected mercy was granted to me. Asmodeus, with fiery claws and malice in his eyes, raked my realm, stealing with his devious hands great portions of it. Yet due to the aid of Alizari's pure son, he formed with Tempest, Veritas. He saw the event coming to pass, and managed to allow an exodus into the depths of Marinas, a demi-primordial realm away from the eyes of Asmodeus. Unfortunately, not all of us could make it to Marinas. Many were lost, and I knew if the underworld was targeted, Mount Celeste and my fellow Greek gods must have perished. I held up hope for so long that I would be wrong while I hid under the sea, feeling emasculated from losing my loved ones, especially my wife and most of my domain. But as I said, one thing us of the Pantheon are known for is the same emotions as mortals, and the shame starting to morph into determination. The morning star wishes to be the lord of the underworld. We, my fellow crusaders, shall show him hell. And my union to your God Council wouldn't have been achievable without the hand you heroes extended to me. Now, I have found a new home, with the last gods that deserve praise, and death shall swiftly find Asmodeus once the end of days begins. For tribute, Nyx had freshly grown black lotuses and pomegranates for me to enjoy. Dascarus crafted a mighty bident made of bone, gold, and lovely flowers. Rogal imparted a fragment of his original sword with intricate details of the culture I was part of. Daricus truly gave me a lesson in the fragility of mortality with his finely written scrap of ass paper. The paper melted, but the message remains.
I am amongst my fellow gods of death that have been plagued by injustice and strife. And I am no stranger to the misplacement of dimensions and time that has pulled our reality towards a bizarre path. Some tales tell of my birth from the giantess Angerboda and the trickster god Loki, along with Fenrir and Jormungandr. I believe I have a half-brother who's a horse. But look, the point is, in our world, I am born of Raziel, Artika, and Nyx. Yet my memories say I had been cast out by Odin to tumble down into a pit of ice and pain, damaging my flesh permanently. So then, I must ask, why, in our world, am I injured just the same? Is our reality truly real? Or could it be possible that all realities are converging to make a chaotic existence? Either seems possible, especially with how many figures of importance have communed so freely with you all. Even 2.5 primordial avatars exist within this continent. Well, it matters not, right? The present is now, and in my realm of cold and disgraced souls, I have never seen such a warm gathering of mortals in my existence. My history is muddled, the dead my only company. Each one kneels before my throne of ice to explain their story and their woes, and I listen to every soul. In this cycle, I had not been visited by a new soul in so long. At first, a shred of happiness formed in me, for it means there have been less dishonorable creatures who have fallen in these recent years. Foolish was I to not assume Asmodeus was up to his wicked ways again. And yet, the happiness did return when these heroes invited me and my realm to be amongst the rest of the world, to show Lucifer the strength of unity as we will crush his bones. Nyx gave me the bones of a deer, which shall be a lovely pet for the realm of Helheim. Dascarus called upon Alima to receive the bones of a legendary figure of the past. Come to think of it, I have heard of his exploits from a wayward traveler who found themselves in my realm after Darkhaven's link was broke, speaking of the unnecessary torture to his resting body. His bones will serve me well. Rogal presented a shard of his blade with decals, reminding me of the Viking people that I've watched over in Pengwa. Darakas has given me a single-use coupon for magical or physical labor, which I will happily exchange for his services later.
My tale is much shorter than my fellow companions. My origins stem from 2 monumental events. Firstly, our precious Rogal had earned the love and favor of both Eldaf and Grumsh, a triumphant hero of so many victories, with our inspiration pushing him forward, wielding war and peace as equals when the time called. There was no way we could keep him from obtaining the true divine power as our avatar, yet we could not due to us being separate. And secondly, while we once disagreed, based on our concepts and the desire to be Rogal's patron god, we ended up finding many things we could agree on. Agreement led to communication proper, which turned to admiration and finally a love that would be inseparable throughout the years. As long as Asmodeus doesn't get his way. Now I get to sit amongst your council and share the beauty of Alima's land with all who reside in existence, spreading love one soul at a time. Fellow flower child Nyx gifted me unique seeds not known to the cosmos that managed to hold the powers of Alizar and Inferno. I shall look upon these and feel much exhilaration. The Scarus crafted a board from sapphire and aquamarine, to which I animated and will keep little Rocky company. My avatar Rogal gave me his piece of the blade, both sides depicting an important moment Eldaf and Grumsh granted him in life. Such sweet summer memories shared with my strong champion. And Darakas gave me a peculiar but charming weapon formed from 3 daggers and a sword. Oh, it may not look like much to others, but to me, I see a weapon of pain once strengthened by my divine hand.
Un fait pour mon petit moi? Well now, I wouldn't want to disappoint. I was born as a lower, but you may call me a god as you wish. Tomato, tomato. Much like how I would call the great creator Bondi, but I prefer his title. Amongst my fellow Loa was my beautiful fair-skinned partenaire, Maman Brigitte, who was conjured by another faith. The first cycle took us in great strides, trying to please the Loas to earn our favor, or more accurately, to avoid our ire. Croyez-moi, there would be plenty of deviance running around. After all, it was the Croissant mortals at the time that made ruin, no? But of course, time went on. Mortals died, my eternal party welcomed new members from throughout the years until each time ruin sank the world. That's where I had issues, for you see, those evil souls went to Asmodeus. A pretty unfair deal, I should say. Then again, I like to roam a ruddy swamp. Mais je ne sais pas, n'est-ce pas? Some may look with disdain upon me for what I do, but it may bring you some comfort to know that Satan came to me after he caused the war god Tempest's death. Oh yes, once Grumsh did his dirty work, he used his powers with the extra fire jewels to compel Inferno's avatar into this plane. It was a challenge, but Inferno was avenged by the devil, and then asked me to help him pull Raziel into the world. Naturally, I weighed my options, but decided against such things. Turns out, I managed to avoid consumption as he was able to bring Raziel's avatar all the same. These two cosmic occurrences caused Blasphemous to act as a portal to Darkhaven. Well, naturally after that, I kept a safe distance upon the crossroads, seeing who would dare brave the dark. And then, I ran into you heroes, much like the rest of the council. Needless to say, I'm here today, and can certainly make some bargains with those who wish it, though mine certainly come with a price. Now, let's see what we got today. Both Nyx and Descaris have given me a great smoke and a drink to savor their filthy jokes with. Cher Petite Arrakis had a firm handshake, and the potential of using that hand to shake something else. Rogar gave his blade fragment with such pretty verve upon it, and then a real drinking contest for the ages! That boy can hold his liquors. Now he knows what I see on a regular basis. Every day is a party here, le match.
Tomorrow shall be the celebration for the god of celebration, Seamus O'Malley. His aid in recent years has been monumental, especially being able to produce gold, the holy metal that slays demons and slays them well. Truly, I feel in Alima's absence, Seamus has had the most impact in defining whatever meta would become and appear so. Rest well, dear heroes, rest well.